This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, Femininity, a coach and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we got a little something to talk about. There's a viral video going around and being discussed of nurses at a particular hospital making a TikTok about their icks, and these are like labor and delivery nurses. So they're working in the maternity ward, and I'm just going to show you the video. Here's the original video right here.
Ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
What? My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands.
Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door.
Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain with just a Cervidil, and you're still closed, fingertip.
When we've already told you to push a call light, but every 5 minutes, your family member coming at the front desk asking for something else.
Excuse me, can I have a blanket?
Another ick, when you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama.
Oh, no.
Ick.
See that.
It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me. My ick is when you come in for your induction.
Now, I'm going to stop sharing that. So that was actually the original video. And so there were a lot of women in response who had actually birthed children in that hospital. Some of them by some of the nurses that appear in the video. Imagine being a woman that has had to deal with one of these nurses, and just to find later a TikTok that goes viral with those nurses talking bad and talking greasy about how they feel about having to basically do their jobs for the people that they're doing their jobs for the women and the families that come up there. Sometimes it's a woman's first child. Sometimes it's, whatever the case may be. It could be any kind of case. And people may be nervous. They never gave birth before. They never, or whatever. And so they're asking a lot of questions, or they're making a lot of requests, or whatever the case may be. Why is that a problem for you? You're the one working in the maternity ward. You're the one working in labor and delivery. So that's a hectic. People are asking questions. Just being as a nurse or working in a clinic in a hospital, just in general, you are dealing with the public 24/7. The whole time you're there, you're public facing, you're front facing, you're patient facing, right? So when you are patient facing, or in other circumstances, customer facing, then you have an obligation to do that job in the correct spirit. That's what you have an obligation to do. And these women are not doing that in the spirit. And the reason why I said that it exposes Black women is because y'all are really getting exposed nowadays with y'all attitude and how y'all really deal with things and what's going on with y'all and how y'all perceive and view the world and how you interact with everybody. All of that cap is gone because y'all get on social media and tell it all, whether you want to tell it all or not. So what ended up happening was, after that video went viral, and then there were so many complaints and so many women coming forward and saying, yeah, I had a bad experience there, and, I had a horrible experience, and I'm going to speak up about it. It was a few videos that were made. I'm going to go ahead and share the response that Emory Healthcare had. This was their response. A statement to our community. Emory Healthcare is committed to providing empathetic, high-quality care to our community, and our patients come first. Yeah, right. We are aware of a TikTok video that included disrespectful and unprofessional comments about maternity patients at Emory University Hospital, Midtown. We have investigated the situation and taken appropriate actions with the former employees responsible for the video. This video does not represent our commitment to patient and family-centered health care and falls far short of the values and standards we expect every member of our team to hold and demonstrate. At no time should our patients ever feel they are not being treated with care and respect. Every patient at Emory Healthcare deserves to be cared for by a compassionate, experienced team in a comfortable and safe environment. And then here was one woman who responded to that. And she said, as someone who had the most neglectful and egregious birthing experience here, one that could have cost me my life and my child's, I'm unsurprised by the attitude of these nurses. What it does reveal, though, is that it is a culture. I'm with her on that. That's a culture right there, and we're going to get to it. 18 months ago, when I had my son, a similar attitude was present among the labor and delivery nursing staff. When I brought it to the attention of the hospital, I was given a letter that gave a completely false retelling of my experience. What this showed me then and shows me now is that my experience wasn't just a couple of bad apples. This is a culture that has been allowed to continue unchecked. No one films themselves saying such disheartening and insensitive things and being annoyed by the needs of patients without that being common practice. So sad, because the mother-baby unit nurses were so incredible, but I wouldn't wish this labor and delivery unit on any on any woman ever. Okay. Another says, no, when I first moved here in 2019, I went for my prenatal appointment and I had 2 questions. And before I could ask, the doctor told me, this is my lunchtime. If you have questions, schedule your appointments earlier or later. I never went to an Emory facility again. I've had a great experience with Northside. Amen. Okay. Someone else said, this TikTok just showed everyone where not to go. Also, do these nurses have any empathy, or is someone bringing life into this world really such a chore for them? God forbid family asks for water at the nurse's desk. How dare they attempt any human connection, right? Right. But I agreed with this first lady here when she talked about it being a culture. I'm going to stop sharing. When she talked about it being a culture, what did we say was part of the lost value system under health? There's no care. See, when we talk about, listen, y'all, when we talk about this value system, it's not a joke. It is not a game. Health, it has no care. And you can see it. This is one glaring example of us being able to see the lost value system in action under health. No care. Them women did not care about what they were doing. They did not take the station or the profession. They didn't take that seriously. They didn't care about that. Most of the women in the video were Black women and or so-called women of color. There was only one white girl. So there were a couple of Black women and one looked like she was Latina. Okay. So it was supposed to be funny. These are my icks, blah, 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 complaining. But it displayed a lack of professionalism. That's what it really displayed. That's the first thing that it displayed. You got time for TikToks at work, but you don't got time for work at work. See, y'all was in uniform at your desk doing a TikTok. That's problem number 1. That's problem number 1. You at the job, and on what I would assume to be your downtime, y'all are making TikToks. This very TikTok got you fired. And I doubt that they would have been fired had the TikTok not gone viral. Because according to what those responses were from those ladies in the Instagram comment section, this has been going on. One lady complained, called us up, went over the head of the nurses. to the hospital, and the hospital basically covered up, poo-poo, tutu her way, girl, get out of my face. This is what we do. We are a hospital that represent health in the loss value system, and we do not care. We have no care. Your horrible character is what got exposed. You're sour every day. You go through life with a bunch of complaints. You got a bunch of problems. You're unhappy, and you serve the patients with that backwards, unhappy, demonic, negative spirit. And you don't think that that's something that transfers from you to them. That's why these women were saying they had a horrible experience. You might have technically done in some cases what you were supposed to do, but it was done with such a nasty little spirit, it make for a bad experience. As the hyenas always say, it's always not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay, so it's how you say it then. It's how you say it then, because there's a difference. When you call customer service, let's say you get an awesome customer service person. Let's say that man or woman that answered that phone was so helpful, but not only were they helpful, not only were they technically sound, not only did they understand what your issue was and help you to resolve them, they were kind with it. They had empathy. This is actually customer service training. You have to have empathy, not sympathy with people. They have to be able to understand in that quick few minute call that you understood where they were coming from and that you connected with them on a human level. That's the difference between an okay customer service, a great customer service, and a bad customer service experience. Now, you can get on the phone with somebody that technically helped you, but they had a nasty little attitude. Yeah, well, you can just call here, and you can just go here, and this is how you solve your problem. I mean, okay, that might be so, but do you got to be so nasty about it? Where's your supervisor? Let me speak to your supervisor, because you got a nasty little attitude. And don't act like we don't know that. So we understand that the energy gets transferred back and forth. I don't want nobody, quote unquote, helping me and you mad. Don't help me. You mad, if you mad and you sour and you got a complaint in your mouth every 2 seconds because you helping me, and you know what? Me and the Most High, we'll handle it. And whatever it is I don't have, then I just won't have it. Because if it's left up to you and your attitude, I don't want it. That's just like somebody hand you a glass of water and say, oh, okay, here you go, here's your water. Thank you so much. And then here your water. I don't want that water. You liable to spit in it. We know that. Black women need to really self-reflect. Y'all need to get y'all together. Y'all are in real bad shape. And y'all, the more y'all get on the internet and try to act like you this and you that, the more it's not so. The more you tell the truth, whether you want to tell the truth or not, we see it. Y'all have such a nasty attitude. You do and you say anything to people, and then you laugh about it and thinking it's supposed to be funny, and then you have a nonchalant attitude towards the reaction, towards the hurt feelings that you cause in others. You cause a lot of them nurses with that attitude, cause a lot of them women and a lot of them families anguish and hurt feelings and pain, and just a horrible experience at a time where for many of them it's joyful, or it's supposed to be. But it got tainted because they happen to go to Emory and they happen to run into these women or these other women. And since the culture, I can't just stop at the ones we saw in the video. You see what I'm saying? And they had a horrible experience. And then if the other people come out and say, wait a minute, I'm very bothered by what you said in this video because I actually had an experience there. And the other women coming out and say, wait a minute, y'all are laughing, but it wasn't funny when y'all were doing it to me. There's nothing funny about that. And when these women, or when the other person that you offended and that you hurt come out and express too much pain, express how, you know what I'm saying, how they felt, then all of a sudden you will cry victim. I guarantee you dollars to donuts that all the women that got fired from there think it was an injustice done to them. I will bet you any amount of money that those women feel now that because that TikTok went viral and their employer was forced to make a good show publicly by firing them, they feel like that was some sort of injustice done. Whether they ever come out and make a statement about it or not, They think they being done wrong. No concept of karma, okay? Unless it's so-called working in their favor. What you fail to understand, I'm going to tell you something about that little word karma that people like to throw around. What they fail to realize is that karma is really just a word for the concept of currency and the exchange of energy. That's all that is. Currency and the exchanges of energy. Okay? What's the golden rule? Do unto others as you would have others do unto you, or paraphrased. That's the golden rule. It's called a golden rule for a reason. And many people miss the meaning of that. What go around, come around. Why? Because of the energy put out. And a hyena think that the energy she put out to others don't come back to her. She think the wheel only turn one way. It's not even physically possible. Don't understand the currency. This is why they spiritually bankrupt. Spiritually bankrupt, you got no currency. You don't even understand it. The energy with which you do things and say things and approach people and approach life and approach situations, that dictates on an energetic level what come back to you because what you put out. And these women put out a nasty, demonic little attitude, and they got it back immediately in the form of being relieved of their duties. Since it's a complaint, since you don't like it. Getting exposed almost every day now. But before we sign off, what I want to do is I want to send everybody to the crimsoncure.com and pick up your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery. The book is on sale now. So what you want to do is go directly to crimsoncure.com. The link is in the description box so you can pick up your copy. Also, we are still standing on the heads of Black Lives Matter organization. Our intent, our goal is to reach 100,000 signatures. Okay. What we have now as a milestone is we want to get to 15,000 signatures on the petition. That's where we want to go. And I would definitely encourage people to go ahead and sign that petition. If you haven't shared it in a while, please do so, because this is something that we really are going to have to keep at and to do, because that 6-step initiative that I showed is something that we're in for the long haul. So this isn't a quick, bam, bam, next week we've done the 6-step initiative, because what we really are doing here is an attempt to make sure that we are addressing needs and that we are supporting the Black communities across the United States. That's what we're really trying to do and accomplish with that 6-step initiative. So if you want to become part of holding Black Lives Matter accountable, please go ahead into the description box and click the link for the petition, sign it, share it, and contribute to it as well. Also, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you've not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Pick up your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery from Kendra Davis.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.